Hey folks, Nerdy Barbarian here. Just a quick one today. I just got back from having LASIK surgery, so my eyes feel like they're full of salt, and I can't see very well, so I'm going to do a quick unboxing here. I got two new ones to show you today. Basic impressions, initial impressions, and an overview. Just have a look at them. Come along with me. Let's go on an adventure into the packaging.
Seatbelts, everyone!
Double box for your pleasure. Triple box for your pleasure. This came from Recon 1. They always do a pretty good job of boxing stuff up. They sell some expensive knives, and I'm sure they don't want anything happening to them. They also insist on a signature with every delivery, which is kind of annoying, but if you use FedEx, you can leave it at Walgreens, and then you can just go sign for it whenever, so not the end of the world. Okay. If I can do this without cutting into any of my packaging. Ooh, fancy string. Tactile. And tactile. Double threat. I've never owned a tactile knife before, but they're from very close here. They're in Texas. I'm in Oklahoma, so they're practically neighbors. I like to support these American companies, and really, from what I'm seeing online, just looking at videos and pictures of these things, I'm very impressed with what they're doing for the amount of money they're charging for an American-made knife. I have seen a lot of stories here and there, you know, in reviews talking about quality control issues, but I'm thinking those are maybe tightened up. This one is a pretty new release. This is the new Tactile Rockwall Flipper Gen 2, I guess you'd call it. It's larger. Specifically, this is the one with the bronze anodized pivot and fiddly bits. It's interesting. Features and specs. Certificate of authenticity. There's not a serial number listed on here that I can see though, but I am half blind, so maybe there is. Yeah, that's cool. Look at that.
Oh, would you look at this?
That looks a lot better, in my opinion, than the old one, the old thumb stud and the OG flipper. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a little bigger, but that makes it look more like a real knife. And the ano is really strong, very dark. I've gotten some ano stuff before, like my Shirogorov came, my Astrum came with some anodizing, some bronze anodizing. Not nearly as strong as this. This is almost looking like copper. Yeah, to get a good look at the ano on the Shiro, I've got to get it out in strong sunlight. This is strong. This looks nice. Oh, cool. They did the backspacer too. Very cool. This looks nice. This looks very high quality. As best I can see in my blind state, I think it's centered. It might favor the clip a little bit, but I might be able to adjust that out. Let's see here what it feels like. Yeah. Fairly stiff going down, but the blade's tiny, very thin. So not shocking that it's not gonna slam home on its own. Feels a little sluggish. It's not the absolute smoothest thing in the world, but it's snappy. Let me give you a closer look at it. It's pretty. We'll give it that. I don't really like this. I like the way they did it before. The tactile used to be on the plunge grind, like just past it there. That looked a lot better, in my opinion. This looks kind of generic. I wish they hadn't moved that tactile and the Magna Cut. I liked it a lot more over here, but you know, not the end of the world. Yeah, it's a good looking knife. I like this texture. It's deep enough that it's going to keep my hand from feeling slippery on there. Got your jimping there if you want it. Totally solid. And again, man, I wish I could see better. I'm thinking it's pretty close to centered. Yeah, we'll get a better look at it when we do a full review. But yeah, I'm pretty impressed with the look and feel of that for 300 bucks or whatever they are. Maybe some skiff bearings would loosen this thing up some more. Or maybe it just needs broke in, or a lot of the time I get a new knife and I just put a little knife pivot lube original in there and it frees it right up and it makes it a lot slicker. Well, hold on, let me just try that now. I'm gonna do it the half-assed way and just kind of drill it in here. And then sometimes if you do it this way, you can get it on your lock bar, and lock bars tend to stick when they get lube like that on them, so be careful with that. Oh yeah, it feels slicker already. Yeah. That stupid double clutch. Damn it, I hate that. Put your D-tip ball closer to the tang. It is a lot smoother now with just a little lubricant. Yeah, probably just needs fiddled with, broke in. By the time I do the review, it'll have been flipped a million times, so I'll have a better idea of how it's gonna break in. Or maybe just take some tension out of the pivot too. That might be all it needs. But yeah, very cool. Looks nice. This is the main event though. This is the one I really wanted to see. This is the Tactile Archer. but it's a newer one with the new ridge titanium milling pattern and some really cool looking micarta inlays, at least in the pictures. But another thing about Recon 1, the best looking product pictures, like the stuff on their site looks so much better photographed than on a lot of other sites. It's just darker and moodier. So about half the time I get a knife from there, I open it up and I'm a little let down because it doesn't look as vibrant. Like the anode pops more on their website than it usually does in real life. But yeah, that looks just about like it should. That looks awesome. That is a good looking knife. Very good looking knife. Wow. Look at that anode clip. The scales are contoured. It looks like the bottom half, like there's a dividing line here, this ridge. And on the bottom half, it almost looks like a hollow grind, convex curve to the top half. Yeah, it looks like maybe a convex on the top and a concave on the bottom. Very neat detail. I got some complex angles here on the corners to smooth things out. Very nice looking backspacer. Tactile and Diablo looking letters there. If you ever played Diablo. This would look a lot better in my opinion if they had just geared the whole thing and not slapped tactile right there on like half of the surface area. Or maybe they could space out the gears a little more and put the letters in between the gear teeth. That'd be a pretty nice touch. And this still looks cool. It would just look better if they hadn't got rid of half the gear milling. I love this clip. They actually contoured the clip to match the contour of the scale. That's pretty cool. These beautiful micarta inlays. Most of the time if I get a micarta knife it comes dry and ugly, but this actually looks really nice. Like this Spyderco with these aftermarket scales. These look a world better now after I put a little bit of food safe lube and just kind of rubbed it in there. Looks so much better. I don't think I have to do that here. This looks nice already. I think it said something about antique micarta, maybe that's why. Perfectly centered. Alright, I'm excited. Let's flip this out. Oh, that is not a good start. Okay, a little stiff. I tried to light switch it. It looks like it wants more of a push button Shirogorov style flip. Oh man, that's not good. Ow. Ow! Am I pinching the lock bar? I'm gonna hold my finger clear. That detent is too far from the blade. See, I'm still on it. If I drop your flipper knife and the flipper hits my thumb, it should be past the detent ball. This is not okay. Why are we doing this? Don't do that. Really don't like that. Sounds very cool. It's got that scissors action sound that I like from, you know, again, like a Shirogorov. I don't know, maybe that's their target market here. This kind of reminds me, it's not a world away from a Shirogorov Quantum. Yeah, it reminds me of a Shirogorov Quantum a little bit. It reminds me of a Holt, what is that thing? A Holt Renegade. If you're familiar with that, give that a Google. Except this also has a hole in the blade for reverse flicking, which is a big win, in my opinion, over the Holt. The Holt is flip only. Yeah. Detent's a little stiff. But again, brand new knife right out of the box, so I'm not going to go too hard on it yet. This is just an unboxing. Although that's like the 4th time I've missed a flip on this. I have to like consciously pull my finger up to get it to not do that. Which is never a good thing. And it's not always the knife's fault. It may not be the knife's fault here. It's just a knife has to fit your hand, and some fit your hand and some don't. But, oh, damn it. But I do love the action. I love the feel of it, and I love the sound. A big part of a knife to me is the sound, and this thing sounds really cool. I'm not sure if that's coming through or not. I'll put it up on the mic here. I misflipped again, you probably heard me. I keep missing it. That kind of hurts when you do that. This jimping is not very good. It's not very deep, it's very smooth, which is kind of good. It doesn't hurt. A lot of jimping, some of these jimping like Shiro's, again, I keep talking about Shiro, but Shirogorov has a similar shaped flipper tab. Their jimping's a little uncomfortable, kind of, especially until the knife breaks in and the detent ball kind of gets a little bit of that shoulder worn off in the detent ball hole, which will probably happen here. This will probably get easier. I'm going to give it a little bit of this KPL and see how that does. And these bearings are loud. I kind of like it though. I don't really care if my knife makes noise. Some people think that's like a sign of quality if your bearings are really, really quiet. And maybe it is, because it wouldn't be making noise unless they were experiencing resistance or something, but it just sounds neat. It sounds like a really nice pair of sharp scissors. Oh, I love that. Yeah, and just like Shirogorov, the detent is way too far from the blade. The ramp is too long. Just like a Shirogorov. This reminds me of nothing so much as a Shirogorov Quantum. It sounds similar. The action when it drops feels similar. It flips out similar. But D10 is just as annoying. This is like a Shirogorov from Texas, I swear. Okay, I had to splice this in. I really wanted to show you this. I keep talking about Shirogorov, but this thing reminds me so much of a Shirogorov Quantum. Look at this. Especially on the back. These are very similar knives. Look at the flipper shape. Flipper shape, body shape, the back, blade shape. It's like a miniature Shirogorov Quantum. It's a little bit shorter, it's a little bit thinner, but the action sounds similar, feels similar. Except the Shiro is a lot smoother. But I'm going to give this a minute to break in. We'll give it a fair shake. It's a lot cheaper. This is a way cheaper knife, so it makes sense. But they are calling this a hyper knife in their marketing, which is a little cringy to me. No hate to Tactile. I love them. I love what they're doing. I respect them. Calling it a hyper knife is pretty bold. It's a bold strategy, Cotton.
Let's see if it pays off for them.
I mean, even Shiro doesn't do that. I mean, this is a hyper knife, in my opinion. This is some of the best action on any knife in the world. This one won't do that. Yet. I say that, yet. It may get there. Absolutely beautiful. It reminds me of like a striped charcoal business suit or something, you know. Nice wood grain here. It reminds me of the 80s. Love this accent here, this bronze clip accent. Very, very beautiful knife. This is probably the best looking knife under $700 I've ever seen. I'm not sure if I'm willing to die on that hill, but I mean, that's where my brain's at right now. Absolutely beautiful. And those of you who don't know, this is a TJ Swartz design. He also designed the Koenig Arius, which I also have a video of. I'll put a link to that up here in the corner. But I prefer this. This aesthetic does it for me way more than that Arius did. The Arius was a beautiful knife, wonderful ergonomics. But the design never screamed at me. I like this. I like this a lot. I'm going to play with this some more. I'll get a full video out on it at some point, but I just wanted to get these on camera for you guys real quick, get a first look at them. Alright, thanks guys.